Jesus gave me a second chance. I died of a heart attack and I'm alive today to tell the story. It happened July 28, 1998. I woke up the morning at 5 o'clock with a severe pain in my chest, and I knew I was in trouble. I went to the kitchen, I had a drink of water, but the pain just grew worse. I went back to the bedroom where my wife was sleeping and I woke her up. I explained to her, I said to her, listen, I've got this severe pain in my chest, you must pray for me. I realized that there was nothing else I could do, there was no time for any other action. She woke up and I then collapsed onto the bed and she started praying for me. And I immediately sensed that I was physically going out of my body. I was drawn out of my body. I was not in my body anymore. I could see my wife. She was holding on to my body and praying, and but I was being drawn away. And I sensed that I was suddenly going down this deep black hole. And I tried to grab onto the sides of this hole, but there was nothing to grab onto. I was just drawn down, down, down this black hole. And I realized I was dying. I knew that I was not coming back. And this was final. I was desperate, and the next thing I had this vision of my 11-year-old son standing next to a pile of red sand in a cemetery, and I knew this was my grave that he was standing next to, and I started pleading. I pleaded with the Lord Jesus. I wanted to come back, but I just realized how bankrupt I was. There was nothing to offer in exchange. What could I say? What could I offer? Because I just had nothing. And then I pleaded. I said, Lord, please let me go back. Don't let my son grow up without a father. And then I asked, I said, Lord, please let me go tell other people how terrible death is, how final it is, and about going down this black hole. And it was then when I asked the Lord Jesus this, to come back and tell people about this, that I wasn't going down anymore, but I slowly started surfacing, and I came back to the top of this black hole, and then I started hearing my wife again. I heard her praying, and then I saw my body. I was like above this, my body and my wife, and I went back into my body, and then I regained consciousness. She said that I had stopped responding. I told her about this experience. I told her that I'd been away, I died, but my body was all wet and cold, and the smell of death was in the room, like a sweet, nauseous smell. And I lay there for about an hour. I was totally exhausted. Then I got dressed. Well, I had a shower and I got dressed. I went to work. And when I got to work, my colleagues were still in their morning meeting. I told them about my experience. They were very concerned because they said I was very pale, yellowish. They called my boss, and I told him the story, and he insisted that I see a doctor. So later that day I saw a cardiologist, and he sent me for a sonograph, and during the sonograph they said that it was obvious that I had damage to my heart, and that I'd been through some severe trauma in my heart, and they decided that I should stay for an angiogram the next morning. So I stayed for the night in the hospital, but I was terribly scared, and this pain had come back. It was still there, back in my heart, in my chest, faintly. So I prayed all night. I pleaded with the Lord. I said, Lord, please heal me. I'm scared. I don't want to die now. I prayed all night, and I hardly slept. Well, I didn't sleep. The next morning, they took me in for an angiogram. During this procedure, they insert a probe in your groin, into your arteries, up into your heart, and then they release a dye, and they can then see the blood flow and see whether there are obstructions in the arteries. It's done under local anesthesia, so you can see what they're doing, and they can see this on a video screen. During the procedure, the doctor stopped and he said to me, "It's amazing." He says, "There's no trace of any damage," and the doctor couldn't believe it. So they stopped the procedure. I was sent back to the ward. I stayed until the afternoon. 5 o'clock, this cardiologist came to my bed, and he came to me, release me from hospital, send me home. He just stood there for a long time, and he looked at me. He looked at my wife, and he said to her, "This is amazing." He says, "This is a miracle. I haven't seen anything like this before." He says, "Your heart is like that of a 17-year-old, and yet yesterday the sonograph showed severe damage." He says, "It was obvious that you'd been through a lot." He says, I can't believe it." So he sent me home without medication, without a prescription, without further treatment. That happened 10 years ago. I'm still well. I have not taken any medication. I'm still not taking any medication. I'm in good health. Jesus Christ healed me. And He can heal anyone. I thank God that I prayed, my wife prayed for me, Jesus heard. This is a testimony to whoever is listening, who's seeing this video, that Jesus answers prayer. He's alive. Thank you for listening. God bless you, and call on the Lord. He's real. Jesus will answer. Jesus will also give you a second chance. God bless.